Celtics Talk podcast is presented by 24AutoGroup.com. New England gets more at 24.
What's up, everybody?
What's up?
Celtics are still winning games. Today, 140-122 over the Indiana Pacers. Start of a 5-game road trip. 5,000 miles they're about to travel. Ain't no thing. Start of this game was a thing.
Yes.
Celtics were
No bueno.
slightly concerned because for the second straight game, Indiana can't miss in the first half, but the Celtics weather the storm. You get your 30 from JB. You get 29 from Peyton Pritchard. You get a huge bench effort. There's a lot of places we can go with this. Kayla, I want to dive right in because I know what your headline is, so I'm just going to stare you right there. What's your headline?
My headline. You ready?
Yep.
Hauser's house, baby. It didn't have baby on it, but Hauser's house. You talked about it, all the contributions. And Sam Hauser, 23 points off the bench, 7 threes. So he had 8 not too long, well, a couple months ago, but he had 8. And so 7 of 8 from 3. Sam Hauser, I feel like, is one of the more quiet, subtle, I'm trying to find words to describe him, humble, human beings. And Drew talks about him all the time, like, among these players. And, like, the Celtics roster, they're great. Like, they can talk to you if they were to go to Starbucks, be like, hey, like an everyday guy. But Sam Hauser especially is, like, very humble. And so when he goes off, I get really excited. I think the whole I know that was very wholesome of me to say. I feel like the whole Celtics bench, the whole, like, just watching him with Abby in the locker room and a post-game press conference to him, like, I'm like, yes, like, he works so hard. And to see the payoff and to support Jaylen, where it's not just like, okay, it's a Peyton Pritchard, which it was, a Peyton Pritchard night, or Derek White. It's like him specifically coming off the bench. Hauser's house.
What I love is just like you said. So think about it. Like, coming into this year, roster overhaul, Sam starting, you're thinking there's going to be even more opportunity. His big glitzy new contract is kicking in. So with that comes a little bit of expectations. But more so, I was like, okay, there's a chance for Sam to really show what he can do. And 3 games in, he gets pulled from the starting lineup. Not really his fault. It's the Celtics needed a little bit more versatility, athleticism at the 4, trying to get some more rebounds. And so Sam gets sent to the bench. And then he goes through a shooting slump. And it's like, the poor guy has got to be sitting there going, oh, come on. And now you have, again, the pressure of a new contract, the pressure of the team is trying to turn a corner. And I admire that he's kind of hung in there. And, yeah, it hasn't been perfect. I'd love to see him find a little bit more consistency here moving into 2026. But this was a vintage, like, Sam just cannot miss kind of game. Vintage. We were counting on the highlights. We're like, let's see how many times he, like, scrapes the rim. Because he never really hit the rim.
So true.
There's one back rim that he scraped on the way down. Everything else was straight through the twine. And when Sam's going like that, the other thing I'll say is he had 2 threes early, like late, more probably would say, let me look up the time here, 4:27 of the first quarter. So the Celtics found themselves down 15. He hits 2 threes, and it's kind of like, okay. Yeah, they're going to find a way back into this. They're going to at least make it competitive. Fine. Now in hindsight, 140, they were going to be fine.
Right. It felt closer in the
yeah. And then he hits 2 threes to start the second quarter and launches a 47-point quarter. And so it was Hauser's house tonight.
I love what you mentioned of him, the starting and then the kind of being stripped away, because you know what? It wasn't a big headline when he was out of the starting lineup. And that, I think that's a testament to who he is, to not making such a big fuss about it, to not, like, if media comes to him and says, hey, like, you were taken out of the lineup. Like, what's up with that? Do you think you earned your start? Do you think you didn't have enough time? And you don't hear a pin drop from him. And he just continues to try to fight some of the turbulence of when he's having those shooting droughts, and then persevere when he's on fire. When he catches a spark, my goodness, this is what happens. He makes those threes. It's
unbelievable to watch, because there are just nights where he has it, and it's like, oh my God, everything that leaves his hand feels like it's going in, and just about everything tonight. There's a great sequence in the postgame interview. Sam's getting grilled on his night. I believe it's Gary Washburn of the Globe asked him, he's like, was it jarring? You had to take a couple free throws. You used to being 30 feet from the basket when you shoot, and now you're at 15. It's It's a fun question. It's kind of true.
Now, you attempted free throws 5 and 6 this year tonight. When you just have a stand-up 15-footer and you're used to taking 30-footers, is that strange? Like, or are you just like, man, this is a little close for me?
Well, believe it or not, I do work on free throws every day. So, in the game, not really. You don't really think about it. It's just kind of muscle memory at that point. So, but it's nice to get to the line and get a couple freebies for sure.
Go, Gary.
Like Sam is just there was a stretch there where he had to miss at the free throw line, and then I think Drew and Scal finally jinxed him into a miss. But yeah, it was a fun line of questioning and a little levity for Sam, who he's got to sit there and answer when he's not making shots.
Yeah.
A good chance for him to celebrate the fact that he was making shots. You mentioned my headline is going to get to the bench, but I just want to before I even get to the one player I want to kind of single out. The bench is now 13-3 when they score 35 points or more, 6-8 when they don't. 14-2 when they have 7+ 3-pointers, which Sam Hauser did on his own.
Yeah, exactly.
5-9 when they don't. The Celtics bench is now averaging 6.5 3-pointers per game. They're shooting 37.6 on threes, which is 6th in the NBA. They only have average 4.6 turnovers, which is the lowest, I believe, in the NBA. And they are 29th in fouls, so that means they're not fouling the opponent. So second in essentially defensive
Shout
foul.
out bench.
So the bench is making good things happen. It's just a matter of getting the point total, right? Like JB is scoring 30 every night. Peyton Pritchard tonight goes for 29, but in general is doing his thing. And Derek, we know that. But you need a little punch from the bench. And tonight, I mean, I didn't total up what they finished with overall. I'd have to do quick math, but. While you do that, I will say that the bench was amazing. And my headline,
hit me.
Once Bitten, twice Scheierman.
Hey,
I
like that.
Yeah, thank you. I just searched for
once Bitten, twice Scheierman. That's good.
So I think it's easy, and I get it. I'm not trying to tell you that Baylor Scheierman was like the most impactful player in this game.
Yeah.
I was trying to do the Tommy Award thing in my head, and I probably would have had Sam as my guy tonight. But I'm pretty sure Baylor would have been second. I would have probably even had him ahead of Peyton Pritchard. What was the number?
49.
Okay. That's a great output.
49.
From the Boston Celtics. But
True.
Baylor, as Ugo has emerged, as Jordan Walsh has carved out a starting role, Baylor's been left to sort of navigate, at times, what is like the leftover minutes and the scraps, I would say. And his minutes have been steady at times. I think he's appeared in a lot of games in a row, something like 17 games in a row now. But it hasn't always been the most time.
That seems so subtle. I honestly
right?
didn't know that.
I forget the exact number. I might be overstating it. But I think it's like the number has crawled
Something
up
like that. Okay.
since he had a couple of DNPs. And, it might be 3 minutes, it might be 5 minutes, or on a night like this, it might be up into the 20s. And what I appreciate most is tonight, he was part of that group that subbed in late first. Made a couple things happen, had like a behind-the-back pass, did some stuff. Then he played the entire second quarter. Joe would not take him off the floor. He ended up being plus 24 in that first half in 13 and a half minutes, which were all consecutive minutes that he played. Helped the Celtics go from down 15 to a 75-61 lead at the half. And this was a rare night where Baylor hasn't shot the ball well. He has, actually for the season, I didn't know the numbers were this good. For the season, he's shooting 40.5% on catch-and-shoot threes, 42.9% overall. And, in fact, if you look at his two-point numbers, they're, off the charts good, 80%. But it's the way he impacts everything else. And the behind-the-back passes tonight were just – it's a good reminder. He's got those QB instincts, and he just makes good things happen. And so he's one dude we just really haven't brought up on the program a whole lot. And so I said – JB was great, and we'll talk about the 30-point streak in a minute. And Peyton Pritchard deserves his flowers for a 29-point night. But I thought it was really cool that Baylor Scheierman and Luka Garza were two of the guys that really kind of turned the energy in this game.
I'm so glad that your headline does include Baylor because you're right. Even when we look at, the last time that they played this same team, Joe went to the bench, and you see the Baylor's, the bench squad just step up, Ugo, et cetera. They just stepped up in big minutes when they were down 20 plus points. And one thing that's constant, whether even when their shots aren't falling or when they're not making their free throws or getting to the line as often as they should, they play. When I say they, I'm talking about the Baylors, the Luka Garzas, the Ugos, who's emerging and could potentially, like, on another team too right now, like maybe in this team as well, compete for the starting spot. Like, the thing is, these guys play with grit, energy, and almost like humility. Because when you know that your limits are limited, and you don't know if your shot's not falling, then you start to think, okay, well, what else do I have to do to impact this game? Because if I don't, I'm going to get taken out. So Baylor plays his defense tonight. I mean, that was huge. His ability to sacrifice his body and the hustle plays that we've seen him in times past, like
even the rebounding, 5 rebounds tonight.
Right. And it's just a testament to these guys who are just trying to fight for minutes, and that's a big reason why I think Joe Mazzulla did bench 4 out of the 5 starters in the third quarter last time around, because he's like, hey, I want guys who are just going to go out there and hustle, whether the ball goes in or not.
And I mean, Baylor brought that energy. Like I said, the 5 rebounds. It to me, it's like almost. I don't know if I've ever come on here and gussed about a 3-point game, like only 1 of 4 shooting. But I suspect when we look at the defensive numbers, he was just like really impactful to me and really gave you minutes. I didn't even notice this in real time, or my brain was like processing, because every time we do we're checking the minutes on the bench, in the wings, I'm like trying to calculate like who played what. And Ugo didn't play a whole lot tonight, only 12 minutes. Joe yelled at one point coming off for a missed assignment in a 20-point game. Josh Minot was a DNP tonight.
Did notice that.
I didn't. The game is going on. I did not even notice.
I only noticed that because in pregame live we showed.
Oh
him,
yeah, we showed Josh.
And so I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna expect maybe Josh to get in here. Yeah.
That's interesting. Same deal as Sam though, right? Like Sam went from starting to things got a little rocky, and I think Josh is just going through it right now. He has not been as impactful, but it shouldn't be the focus tonight. But I do think it's something to monitor going forward.
Yep.
Just curious, all how you respond to adversity. Having a vehicle you can rely on, that's important. That's why you can rely on 24 Auto Group. They will treat you like family, and that's because they are family owned and operated. They're honest, easy to work with, and they just get it. Whether you're looking for something sporty, something luxurious, or just a solid everyday ride, 24 Auto Group always comes through. With 9 brands and 11 locations across New England, there's something for everyone. And here's the best part. They've got the knack to save you more on a new or pre-owned vehicle, and the knack to pay you more for your trade, up to $2,400 over book value. You can even drive home with just $24 down. So if you want the best deal without the runaround, go see my guys at 24 Auto Group, because you always get more at 24. Online at 24autogroup.com. A couple more things I want to get to. JB has now scored 30-plus in 8 straight games.
Dude.
He's averaging 29.5 points per game. Tonight was hilarious because he knew about the 30-point streak and was clear, because when he went back in there, he did all his work inside the arc in quarters 2 and 3. And then he was kind of hanging on 27. And it was almost like, hey, put me back in. I'm going to take 2 shots. If I get it, I get it. If I don't, I'm coming out. Well, he hit the first one, and then he airballed the second one, and Joe was like, all right, let's go.
You're done.
Let's
Too
go. But I feel like every night we come in here and we talk about something else, and then we go, oh, yeah, JB scored 30 points.
I know.
Oh, yeah, he should be in the MVP conversation.
Do you know, first of all, you brought out all the numbers tonight, so shout out you, because that's some – I love the numbers work. How many other, what's a consecutive streak with 30-plus points? Where does JB fall along the...
Glad you asked. So he just passed...
Of course you know this.
I know. Well, because we had a graphic
Guys,
during the post.
This is why you listen to the podcast. Chris Ford, he will be your chat GP Chris.
So he was tied with Paul Pierce entering tonight with 7, and which was second most in Celtics history. He's now sole possession of second place at 8. He needs to get it on Sunday, and he would tie Larry Bird, who in 1985 had 9 straight games of 30
But there's no one right now in this league that's having consecutive
games.
Oh,
in the league right now. I can't even imagine it's close. Now, Luka's averaging over 30 points per game, so I suspect his number's pretty robust. But, like any good scorer, he has a bunch of 40-point games, and then, has a 20-point game. I don't remember him being...
Yeah, and that's why I'm like, Luka's in his own category
Right.
alone. But to say consecutive nights of 30+ that's commendable.
Even Jokic takes a night off from scoring 50 to.
That's my point. Great point.
Right.
JB, I think that's the biggest takeaway from his game. He has not taken a night off, and when he has, missed 2 games so far this season. It felt like they had to fight him on both. Right. He can. I want to know. Maybe this is something that we always talk after the podcast. What questions can we ask to these players? Do you think in his brain, is he clocking? I got to get 15 in the first. I got to get a certain amount in the first. Do you think he's statistically clocking this? Some players do. Some players just.
I was gonna say. I would say I'm aware of it. I think we're aware of it because we're just as a storyline.
I think it's a feel of the game.
So it was funny because I think he was kind of hung on 12 for a little bit at one point, and I said, oh, he's not even gonna get to 15 at the half. That if they were to pull him, because as they started to kind of pull away a little bit, I said, oh, that'd be tough to get to 30. And then he had the big third quarter. And you go, okay, now the door's open. He's probably gonna get there. But yeah, I think players always say they're not aware. Then you sometimes see them with the stat sheet on the sideline, or someone looks up at the board and says, hey, you're 2 rebounds away from a triple-double. I think they always kind of get wind of it.
But I even wonder if he's, if you're aware
he's
of
pacing himself towards that number?
Well, I think, if you're aware of, I'm going to make history in this regard or this regard.
Of course.
People, you're a stat person, the coach is going to tell you. That's just what in college they do that, and in the pros they do it. But did he go into the season okay, he's very cerebral, so that's the only reason why I say this. Is he going into the season saying okay, first quarter I got to average 8.
Yeah.
Second quarter I don't know. I was just thinking about that.
Maybe all I know is every time, whatever way he goes about it, when I look up, he's at 30.
He's working. It's working.
It's kind of crazy.
Maybe it's Twitch.
How good he's been. Peyton Pritchard probably should have got there. Got to 29, but I think it was 3 of 8 inside the arc, which means he would have been 7 of 9 inside the arc. That guy just loves bullying his way into the lane and making good things happen.
He has to. I'm not kidding you. When I watch him, honest to God, I've never seen a point guard intentionally always get into the paint the way Peyton Pritchard does. Guys, watch him every single time. He takes.
Then he throws that little sneaky elbow.
He's getting into the paint, even if it's not for himself. He's getting into the paint. I remember. Shout out Sam Donor, Scalabrini. He works with Sam Donor, my AAU coach. And look, didn't play in the pros, get it. But my coach would always say, I don't care what you do as a point guard, get into the paint. Because what happens is the defenses collapse and you can create.
Now all of a sudden spray it.
So I just want to even look at last year versus this year again. Maybe I got to do a huddle for Celtics. But I want to see, how many times he got into the paint last year compared to this year. Because remember, he said, he was like, my mentality this year is to always get into the paint.
Interesting. I know his drive numbers are way up. I don't know if the paint touch it's like a fluky
so
stat.
hard
They track it, but
know.
it's not to me it's not a good way of measuring because it's just
1 foot in at the elbow.
Yeah, I've never quite been able to figure out how they do that. And even drives, it's a little bit fluky. It's all movement based. But Peyton. When he drives, good things happen. I suspect his number of his field goal percentage is probably off the charts. His point generation, whether it's off assists or off scoring, is pretty great. And so he did end up getting the Tommy Award. And I fought it a little bit because I thought Sam should have probably got it. But guy scores 29 points.
Prisoner of the moment.
Yeah, I will not quibble with Scal too much on that. Jordan Walsh and T.J. McConnell looked like they were going to fight at one point.
Loved it.
And Joe was like, altercations are a part of good sport,
blood, wolves.
I'm paraphrasing.
Rawr.
The same guy who was thrilled when Jordan Walsh got thrown out of a summer league game was clearly perfectly fine with there being a little bit of dust up and jarring. Bill Kennedy went to the mic and gave everybody a double technical. And
first of all, Bill Kennedy, man,
he's also on my list.
Iconic.
He is so good.
If you guys aren't familiar, he's the greatest official of all time. Does he just have a field day? I think he definitely loves his job.
He's always been this way. And I think, everyone used to think him and Doc Rivers didn't like each other. But when
he's the greatest official.
When Bill Kennedy gets on the mic, it is just as a broadcast, I use the term broadcast professional loosely. When Bill Kennedy gets on the mic and he's just like, after review, the offensive player dislodges the defensive player. Therefore, the challenge is unsuccessful. And he's like staring right through Rick Carlisle. I'm like,
he knows he eats with it too. He's
It's
like,
so good.
unsuccessful.
After reviewing the play, there was obvious contact made by both players. Number 27 has been assessed a technical foul, and number 9 has been assessed a technical foul. No free throws will be awarded. All be on the baseline with 24 on the shot clock.
I am not someone who can deliver a monologue.
That was
very
good. That was a really
well.
good impression.
Well, thank you, but even if my brain was like trying to keep up, and
Oh, that
I
was
couldn't, like, it was
great.
hard. And but Bill Kennedy, like you're in a gigantic arena. You only get
He's
one chance
dialed.
at that
He's
moment.
locked in, and it's what's going to make him and already is making him the most iconic official in professional sports. He's great. So anyway, I digress.
But his attempt to get more screen time was successful.
Successful.
I swear they were reviewing stuff at the end just to give him more
That
time.
was so good.
It was very good. Derek White can't stop getting hit in the face.
We need to talk about this because we all know it, but I mean, unless there are people in the comment sections here or whatever, you have called this out.
Yeah.
If this
that
man
poor
doesn't
man.
have a scratch, I don't know if it's poor man anymore because look, Celtics Nation, we all love D White, we know that.
Right.
But I think if he doesn't get a scratch, I'm like, he needs a scratch to get him going. He needs to be sidelined or go into. I know there's no blue tent in
The Celtics
NBA,
didn't. The
but-
Celtics didn't play a game if Derek isn't bleeding from some orifice, right? Like just the way it goes.
And it's not like his foot or his leg. It's always here, the face, the poor face.
no touching of the hair or the face,
Literally,
and like
the eyebrow. Abby did a great sideline hit of being like,
Yeah.
"Hey, by the way, it's real when you have a whole sideline report on his injuries to the face." Shout out Abby for being ready for that moment.
when he has given like repeated shout outs to his dentist for all the work he's had to do
Oh, yeah.
through the years. It shows you how hard Derek White is playing out there.
I
And
think
he got
like 5 people.
I think it was
trying to-
Nemhard pushed off and like right through his face.
Sam
And
Cassell, by the way, if you go back to that, he was cracking up laughing. Oh, sorry, he was cracking up laughing at Jordan Walsh, but he was also
yeah.
it was
But probably also Derek.
yeah.
Joe yelled at Ugo at one point, and they were up 20. And I said, it's kind of mean. Like, there is a high level of accountability on this team, but keep yelling at my boy.
I can't say
my poor guy didn't
hazing.
even
I
get-
can't say freshman hazing on here because
Didn't
that's
get
like
a-
we're in 2025, almost 26. But that's what this is. It's like,
Yeah.
you think you belong? You think you're ready? Like, it's like a initiation thing.
All right. Next up, the Boston Celtics play the Portland Trailblazers.
Indeed.
You have the option. Do you want to leave the room while I talk about Rob, or do you want to?
I would love to live watch and gush.
We're gonna,
I may turn my mic away because I'm just gonna let Chris gush about Robert.
What I'm doing right now is I'm looking to see if he's gotten on the court in this game.
Okay.
He did. He has played 8 minutes as we record. He's played 8 minutes in the first half against the Clippers. I mean, the joke would be, well, he's not playing then because he doesn't play back-to-back games or 2 games in 3 days. I'm excited if Rob does play to see him out there. I cannot tell you how many times the Celtics have played something. Again, I should probably know this off the top of my head. Because he's been injured, I do not know that it would be very much that we have seen Rob on the other side, or if he has, it has not been very much. And so my heart will flutter. I will sit on the trade machine and
Flutter.
continue to concoct deals that can deliver Rob back here, while maybe a piece that it might just have to wait till next
So
offseason.
hold on. I need a timeout. I need to just stop. I need to stop. And the reason why I'm stopping you is because 2 episodes, I listen to if I'm not on the episode, just to let you know, this is
Oh,
something
you listen to the other ones?
all the time. I always listen to Celtics Talk Pod. Like
Robert
before
Williams
I go,
never played the Celtics.
Before I go to pregame live too, I always just like to know what as a group are on our minds.
like it.
I really do. So I'm a big fan.
Appreciate
Chris.
it, appreciate
and
it.
honored to be on when I can, and when you invite me.
Honored to have you.
I will say, the last time I listened to the episode,
Okay.
Ugo. Okay, Ugo gushing of the
It's
Ugo.
been-
It's like the new freshman on the team that you are just. I knew it. He's the love of my life. Like
There's been a
this
lot.
is gonna
Okay,
change.
I'm going to head you
So,
off. I understand where you're going.
You
with
get
this.
where
Like
I'm
there
going.
has been a lot of chatter about, we went through this when Porzingis first got here, Scale gave me a lot of grief because I was swooning a little bit because Porzingis was such a good human being and so much fun to watch.
Loves coffee. You love coffee.
We bonded over so many things. 2 7-footers just talking about it. So
you're like 6'1", 6'2", right?
Yeah, but not on the 7'3" guys level. And Ugo has certainly, I very much enjoy watching him play. His eyebrows are next level, and I have made no bones about it that I think he should play more. And
he's bilingual.
I mean,
wow.
I think Noah had a story about how Baylor is on Duolingo trying to learn Spanish, and maybe I need to do the same so I can continue to champion my beloved Ugo. My 3 years of high school Spanish were probably not enough here to get through it. I need to get in the biblioteca. So.
Un poquito. That means a little. Got you.
Got you. Un poco, un pequeño.
Un poquito.
Un poquito?
Un poquito.
Are you sure?
That's the only word I know. Al baño and un poquito.
One of my daughter's books, there was a character Poquito Tito.
So little
Tito or
Little Tito.
Well, Tito in of itself is little T. So yeah.
Poquito Tito.
So it's little. I don't know. We're diverting here.
Yeah.
The focus should be on Robert Williams.
Yes. Oh.
Grande Roberto, and
This is good,
I enjoy the Ugo experience. I would say no one has come close to the level of fanboy that Rob created, and in part again because it was the human being side of it, and maybe as I get to know Ugo more, I will further, I don't know if I can get much more over the top, but maybe I will.
You know what this is? Oh my God. This needs to go viral right now. For someone who loves Real Housewives and all the men who are watching, I know you have no idea what I'm talking about. Real Housewives, but maybe you do know The Bachelor. Do you guys know The Bachelor show? It's been living on forever. This is a hometown date. There's 4 hometown dates. Okay?
It's when you decide.
And the way you are talking makes me feel like Chris is the Bachelor going on a hometown date with Rob and Ugo and being like, I need to get to know Ugo a little bit more. Rob, we have history. So your hometown date with Rob is happening on Sunday. This is a hometown. And ironically, Ugo is still in the hometown date.
We did joke on the postgame show. The one thing that could break my brain and cause a real conundrum would be, what if Ugo has to guard Rob?
I mean, that is the Bachelor right in and of itself.
And all I'm rooting for in that moment is for no one to get hurt. And for both guys to have fun.
But in the end, you get hurt, and you're left with nobody.
No, I know. But truly,
big deal.
Truly, I think it's Rob has not played a lot of games since he left Boston. I hope that he finds health and happiness. I hope it's here this offseason.
Can I preface this for people who don't
I'm not sure anyone who has ever pushed play on the Celtics Talk podcast. It literally is like a disclaimer that plays when you hit play.
Amen. We know your love for Rob. What is it about his game? Why do you love this guy so much? I want to almost compare.
Okay, then this is fair. Okay. A lot of people have asked and said, I don't get the backstory. And it was, the whole Time Lord situation, and he was very aloof would be the right word. As he joined the Celtics, but in a super endearing way. And I remember the first couple practices, summer league, or right after you get drafted, you talk to him and he's just this Louisiana boy. He would curse a lot, but he had this a very endearing way of telling stories. And then you watch him play, and he's just such a freak of athleticism when he's healthy, when he's playing to his full capabilities. He's and I don't use this lightly. He is like no one else in the league because of the way he can play. And I just think the Celtics had been so low to the ground for the first 10 years I covered this team that watching a guy go up and just dunk everything in sight was oh my God.
Right.
And so you combine that with being a really good human being. And so I started leaning into it. And then Rob invariably would get hurt. And so I would get very defensive. And that just even further, enhanced why everyone was oh, look at this guy. All he does is shake his pom-poms for Rob. And that was fine because...
validated your loyalty.
Right. And I was rewarded because Rob comes back, especially in the 22 season, changes the defense, he was playing through some stuff and going through the meniscus. And I would be lying if I said, I told you that story before where I interviewed him the morning he got traded. And, I can tell you didn't know it was coming. And I'm sure the Celtics didn't want it to be the way it was. But you got to give up something to get something. And it all worked out because they won a banner. And long story short, I still watch from afar, and he's still going through it. I feel bad for Portland, who, hasn't gotten the full Rob experience. I hope we get the full Rob experience on Sunday. I'm not saying I would not take a Celtics. The question, if it meant Rob had like a 20-point, 10-rebound, 5-block game, would I endure a Celtic loss?
Would you endure if that were to happen? Maybe Brad Stevens saying, trade deadline's approaching.
Oh, I would.
That would be Chris. I don't know.
I know. The problem.
I don't know if I can handle you having two of your levers on the team.
I know. That like literally.
That would be wild.
We'd have to shut down the network for like 3 days because it would be insufferable. No, I think the more likely scenario is this summer. I think Rob's going to get traded to a contender, and we'll see if he's healthy enough to get out there and help them. There's some rumblings about Golden State. How wild would that be if I got to watch Al and Rob?
That would make me cry.
I know.
I would cry for you. You would be crying and I'd cry for you because Al, we all know Al. We miss Al.
And Al played great on Christmas. And,
he did. Shout out
and so that was great. And hopefully they can turn a corner because otherwise Al's going to probably be looking out there going, wait, they're 19 and 11?
Without me? Right.
But whatever, regardless of what happens, I hope Rob ends up with a team that is maybe a little bit more of a contender that can bring him along and use him cautiously, and then he'll hit the open market this summer. And I do think like Brad will give a call, and we'll see where that goes.
That would be. I pray I'm here for this.
Yeah, I pray we're all here for this.
I pray we're all here for this.
I pray that he's in that seat at some point next season. Ugo and Rob on the same thing. Ugo throwing lobs to Rob.
We even need this talk podcast. This banner would be different. It'd be Valentine's Day with hearts in the background. It would be wild.
I got to shift.
Your wife would be just
like, subscribe.
Your family would be like, Dad, bring him back.
Go check us out on the YouTube page. Kayla, you are lucky. I just told Giles he's got to deal with me on Sunday night after that game.
I kind of, you know what though? I'm not gonna be because it's a short. We have football and everything.
You can listen on the way home.
I'm totally listening, and I hope like. You have the best of both worlds. That the Celtics win, Ugo has a good game, and then Rob just goes off in his own way.
I just hope both teams have fun. We'll catch you next time on the Celtics Talk Podcast.